You've got an old PC, and you think it's only good for browsing the web or just collecting dust? Yeah, I don't think so. I picked up this machine for just $49. An old office PC, covered in dust, looking like it was forgotten in some storage room for years. The kind of system you can find anywhere, on eBay, or even from offices near your place, for dirt cheap. And let's be honest, these machines are usually painfully weak, barely usable for anything. But instead of letting it sit there like a useless chunk of metal, I'm going to give it a second life. I'm turning it into something way more interesting. A personal Netflix-style system. A setup where you can stream movies to your phone, your TV, any device you want. And here's the best part. No internet required. No monthly subscription. Sounds great, right? But here's the real question. Can a PC like this actually handle it? This is an HP EliteDesk 800G1 ESFF, a typical office desktop. I picked it up for just $49, and the seller said there was about a 50-50 chance it even works. And honestly, I love that kind of risk. Just looking at it from the outside, yeah, you can already tell it's covered in dust, and the case is full of scratches from years of use. It looks like it's been sitting unused for a very long time, and just like I expected, when I powered it on for the first time, nothing, no boot. So I opened it up to take a closer look. Inside, a ton of dust, and a single stick of RAM, with the label almost completely worn off. At this point, I decided to try the simplest fix first. I removed the RAM, cleaned the contacts, put it back in, and powered it on again. And this time, thank God, it works. Once I got into the BIOS, here's what we're dealing with. RAM, 4GB DDR3, CPU, Intel, Pentium, GE, 3240 storage, none. So yeah, this is basically a dead system that somehow still has a heartbeat. So the question is, with a system like this, what can we actually do? Browse the web? Sure. Watch YouTube? Also fine. But that's just boring. I want something more interesting. Turn this into a home entertainment system. Think of it like your own Netflix, but running locally, right inside your house, with no internet required. And for that, I'll be using Jellyfin. It will store all my movies, create a Netflix-like interface, stream content to phones, TVs, or any device in the house. And most importantly, everything runs locally. All right, let's start turning this old machine into something useful. Since it doesn't have a drive, the first step is storage. For the OS, I installed a basic SSD, a Kingston 120GB SSD, cheap, simple, and fast enough. For media storage, I added a separate HDD, the Seagate Barracuda 1TB, plenty of space for movies and shows. Next is the operating system. Yes, Windows can run here, but it's heavy, wastes resources, and honestly, unnecessary. So I went with a lightweight Linux distro instead. After installation, the difference is immediate. The system feels snappier, more responsive, and no longer sluggish like before. Plus, Linux gives me everything I need for this setup. And now, it's time for the main character, Jellyfin. On the main desktop of Linux Mint, I open the terminal and run the command to install Jellyfin. After a short wait, installation complete. The system returns a local address. I open Firefox, type localhost :8096, and just like that, I'm inside the Jellyfin interface. From here, I can set everything up. Server name, language, username, and password for access. Pretty straightforward. Now comes the important part, setting up the media library. First, I need to make sure both drives are detected. I open the disks utility, and there they are. Kingston 120GB SSD Seagate Barracuda, 1TB HDD. But there's a small issue. The HDD is marked as not mounted, so I mount it. Done. Now I open the file manager, and the drive is accessible. Inside, I create a new folder called Movies. This will be the main directory for all my media. Then I simply start copying my movie files into it. At this point, the foundation is ready. Now it's time to bring everything into Jellyfin and turn this into a real media server. I head back to the Jellyfin interface in Firefox and click Add Media Library. In the Content Type section, there are multiple options: TV shows, music, books, but for now, I select movies. Next, under the folders section, I hit the plus button and choose the directory where my movies are stored. Just to be sure, I double check the path in the file manager. /media/spectec/data/movies perfect. I select that folder. For the remaining options, I set my preferred language and region. Nothing complicated here. Click OK, next, finish. The login screen appears. I enter the account I created earlier, and just like that, it's done. This is now my personal Netflix. Jellyfin automatically scans the folder, fetches movie posters, metadata, and organizes everything beautifully. It's honestly kind of magical. All I did was point to a folder, and Jellyfin turned it into a complete media library. After the scan finishes, everything shows up. All 30 movies I prepared, fully displayed with covers, titles, and details. Simple, clean, and surprisingly powerful. Alright, everything is set. Now comes the fun part. I can access this movie library from any device in my house. Desktop, laptop, smartphone, even a TV. As long as the device has a web browser and is connected to the same network, either via LAN or Wi-Fi, it works. To do that, I need the IP address of the machine running Jellyfin. So I open the terminal and run IPA, then I look for the line labeled INET. That's where the IP is. In my case, it's 192.168.1.200. Now, on another device, all I have to do is open a browser and type 192.168.1.200:8096. Let's test it on my laptop. I open Chrome, type in the address, and boom. The Jellyfin login screen appears. Instantly, I enter my account, and just like that, my personal Netflix is now accessible from another device. Jellyfin is still here, and all my movies are intact. To avoid any copyright issues, I won't be showing actual films here. Instead, I've prepared some videos that I personally created and added them into Jellyfin. Since the playback mechanism is the same, this is enough to test performance, especially streaming speed and multi-device capability. First, I open a video on my laptop. Everything loads instantly. No delay, no buffering. I can skip to any point in the video, and it responds immediately. That's exactly what I was hoping for. Now let's try my smartphone. Same process. Open a browser, enter the IP address, and Jellyfin loads just as smoothly. Playback is seamless. No lag, no stutter. But here's the interesting part. I start playing videos on both devices at the same time, laptop and smartphone. And surprisingly, everything still runs perfectly. Smooth playback on both screens, no slowdown, no issues. For an old $49 PC, this is honestly way more impressive than I expected. Now I want a bigger screen. Yep, time for the TV. Let's do it. I open the browser on my TV, enter the IP address, log in, and boom, Jellyfin on a big screen. And honestly, this is where it really shines. Watching on a TV just hits different. The experience feels way more immersive. And surprisingly, everything is still smooth. No lag, no buffering. And that's it. This is what I turned a $49 old PC into. From a dusty, forgotten box with no storage, into a fully functional home entertainment system. I can stream movies on my laptop, phone, even my TV, all smooth, responsive, and high quality. But the most interesting part, everything runs locally, no internet, no subscriptions, no dependency on any external service. And honestly, what I enjoy the most isn't just watching movies, it's the feeling of taking something that looked completely useless and turning it into something that actually matters. It's not powerful, it's not new, but it does exactly what I need. In a world where everything depends on the cloud and monthly fees, having something that runs entirely on your own network feels different. More control, more privacy, and somehow way more satisfying. So maybe your old PC is just waiting for a second life like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next experiment.